Hey there, Messiah69. Listen, chump here, and you said you wanted to learn how to put shadows on stuff, so I'm going to teach you how to do that, maybe teach you a little bit about yourself too. Alright, so I right click on my source image and hit copy, and then I go into my canvas, hold control and press V, and there's my panda rat thing. And what I'm going to do first of all is take note of my light source, which is coming in at this angle, right? I can kind of illustrate that. It's at this angle, and the shadow here is at the opposite angle. So the first thing you do when you put something into a new environment is make sure that your light source makes sense. So since there's a sign in the background that has a number, I don't want to reverse the background layer. Instead, I'm going to switch this panda rat. So I select the appropriate layer, hold control and press T, and then up at the top for width, I'm going to change that to negative 100%. Hit enter to finalize that, or screw up and hit apply. Either way, I mean, whatever. And now this kind of matches up a little bit better. Maybe not perfect, but closer anyways. So the highlight on that ear makes a little bit more sense. So first things first, let's cut this thing out. I'm going to use the quick select brush. I think that's W, or hold shift and press W to switch between that and the magic wand tool up here. And with the correct one selected, I'm going to go over my panda, and that's not too bad as selections go. Once I have my selection made, I'm going to go up to the top in my layers panel, and I'm going to say add layer mask. And that's already cut out for, you know, the standards we probably need for this tutorial, but what the heck. With just the mask selected up here, what I'm going to do is make sure I'm painting with black, and then anywhere that I paint is actually going to be removed from the area that's selected for the background, I guess, being masked out. So here I am painting out what seems to be a reflection and then a sandal up here. And with a decent cutout here, what I can do is move into a little bit more advanced masking techniques. So I double click on this mask and go to Mask Edge. And in here I can establish a radius, which is helpful for things that are kind of like fuzzy. And to make things even better, I'm going to turn on Smart Radius. And if you don't know what that is, it's trying to determine the areas where it needs to be most selective. So around the tail, maybe I'll actually make sure this is selected and paint just a little bit further out for areas of transition. And I think that's about all I want to mess with for that. I can tweak the feathering on this. Down in this panel you can put it onto a different background. There are all kinds of shortcuts for that. I'm not very good at it, as you can see, but I don't know. Mess with up here, you'll find different overlay technique. Yeah, where was I? Excellent. Back to reality. If I go to decontaminate colors, this is kind of like what prevents you from having that crummy green screen you see in like used car dealership commercials. Let's just hope that I nailed it with these blind settings. If I hit OK, yeah, I mean that's okay.